Nakita mo, mga teen crush, mga dream boys na yung ano dyan. And then rugby, ating mga volcanoes. And we're doing good. All we need is to give the chance to play. And there are many other sports there, track and field. Nawala na sa Pasig ang track and field, Lydia De Vega. Let's not forget, we can be track and field stars. We have produced a legend.
Yeah, Lydia De Vega.
Lydia De Vega, the Asia's fastest woman. Let's not forget that. We have to revive that. The whole track and field there, all sports ang tingin ko. I am not 100% with that statement kasi for me, I want to develop all. Lalo na yung mga under, akyat mo yan. Akyat mo yan. Okay na tayo sa basketball, got very good following there. Akyat mo rin yung mga ibang sports.
Okay, Congressman Coco, balikon ko, corruption in sports, no?
Patay.
Mao to'y giingon ni Senator Manny Pacquiao during the Senate hearing. Pero gitubag kini ni PSC Chairman Ramirez nga ingon siya, wala day perpektong organisasyon ang imong kasultian.
That is correct. There is no perfect organization, but we need to police it properly. We need to police the ranks. We also need to find the corruption. We need to refine our systems. One particular thing we want to look at also is the POC. Kung ano nangyayari dyan sa POC, our support to our elite athletes. In fact, recently, I released a statement na we should not send unprepared athletes to the Olympics. We have to send athletes who are who have a shot for the gold medal, and then we can save the money to develop more athletes, and then magsali na tayo when we have a legitimate shot talaga dun sa gold medal and other medals and other placements dun sa ating Olympics and other major sports. And that is, I think, the evidence on the imperfect system. The imbalance of support towards the elite and then our grassroots na athletes. Yan yung ating mga kailangan na ayusin dun sa system. We also need to be more transparent, as I mentioned earlier, para makita ng tao yung proseso. For example, di ba may anak ka na athlete, na aspiring athlete, kung yung anak mo na yan, gusto mo suportahan, you will scratch your head and say, kanino ako magtakbo? It's a big question mark, di ba? So you go to, let's say, you figure out na, baka makahingi ako sa Sports Commission.
Limos na yung ginagawa.
Exactly. Limos because walang actual system, walang actual process that is known to the public and very clear to the public. And that is something that I think that lack of information breeds question marks. Sama na siya, lutong Macau ba ni siya? Unsa ba ni siya? Diba? So, hausaw ba ni? So, we have to improve that system.
Nadinig po namin sa investigasyon ng PSC na ang PSC ay tumatanggap po ng donasyon na hindi na sumasailalim sa pagsusuri ng Commission on Audit or COA. Dapat pa bang magpasa ng batas para masiayos ito, Congressman? Opo.
There are procedures that are existing when it comes to donations to government entities. In fact, any donation to any government body, a GOCC, or a bureau or an office, has to be covered by proper documentations like deeds of donation, as well as mga donors' taxes na kailangan bayaran sa BIR. So, hindi siya kailangan ng additional law because there is an existing law to that effect. And that donation that is not documented properly, that is what you call corruption. Corruption yan. Because you are no longer following the correct procedure, and that is already exposing to graft and corruption. So you have to follow the existing procedures on that matter. I believe na bring up din yung pagkokolekta sa mga casino and then hindi na-account, 'di ba? Yan yung issue na lumabas during the Aquino administration na naay police official na moadto sa casino magkolekta ng kwarta in the name of the PSC. That is absolute corruption. Is corruption na lantaran talaga. And I
Grabe.
hope that our justice system will immediately look into this and arrest all the individuals and try all the individuals in the courts of law on that one.
Sa imong kasayuran, Congressman Coco Nograles, doon na kahay mapasaka nga kasong kriminal batok niya itong nangaging tigdumala sa sports?
Mahirap na tanong yan. You have to look at the outcome of our COA report on that one. And you have to gather the evidence before you prosecute that. I am hoping na hindi yan nakalusot sa COA and that the COA has found that kind of corruption and that will be the evidence that can be filed sa ombudsman or reported to the ombudsman and the ombudsman can bring it to the Sandigan Bayan and investigate and bring it to the Sandigan Bayan. Kay those sports officials who are allegedly part of the corruption, they have to be investigated. They really have to be investigated immediately. Kay any corruption is should not be tolerated, especially under this administration, under the administration of President Duterte. So we have to prosecute that because we want to make sure that the people who have stolen money away from athletes, who have stolen money from taxpayers, they have to go behind bars. That's the law.
Congressman Coco, nagatuo ba daw ka nga pwede pa ma-patch up kining murag away-away sa Philippine Sports Commission o sa Philippine Olympic Committee o kung saan kanila ni pag-ayos?
Okay, yung mga away-away, mga personal lang yan eh. Yung issue sa Philippine Olympic Committee and the Philippine Sports Commission is that the Philippine Olympic Committee, as far as I know, is not transparent sa kanilang paggasto sa mga kwarta na gikolekta ng Olympic Committee. Ang katwiran nila, ginasabi nila na they are an NGO. They are not subject to the audit of the COA. They are not subject to the audit of the public. They are not government. Because the POC is, the Philippine Olympic Committee is private daw, NGO. While the PSC is government. But the government funds the POC. So that means, ang hawak ng POC, ang kwarta sa katauhan.
That is subject for audit.
Problem is, the POC is saying na hindi, kasi private daw sila. Ako, ang reply ko dyan, ganyan din si Napoles NGO din si Napoles Huwag mo sabihin sa akin, hindi kayo pareho ni Napoles. You are an NGO. You can be investigated. And matagal na yan ginasumbong that there is corruption in the POC. In fact, systematically, nagalaki na ang ginabigay na kwarta ng PSC to the POC. And I want to investigate this because we are not talking about millions of pesos, but billions of pesos that's supposed to go to the athletes. And here in Davao,
Wala tayong narinig.
what? Have you heard anything from the POC?
Malay
Have you heard
natin,
anything?
Oo, hindi natin alam.
Wala.
Walang klaseng animal yan.
So, yung sinasabi na to patch things up, dali lang yan. Allow yourselves to be investigated. And then we can talk. And then we can talk. I want to open the books of the POC. I want to read what have they done in the past 20 years. What have you done? And show us your accounting. Kung magsabi sila wala silang accounting, I believe that the Philippine Sports Commission should stop putting money in the POC until they fully liquidate their the money that they receive from the national government. I'll tell you something, ha. We have COA circulars, we have DBM circulars, we have executive orders, we have administrative orders, we have republic acts that require entities like the POC to fully liquidate the funds before the government will add more funds to that NGO, PO, or civil service organization. And the POC must be subject to that thing also.
Dako yung tulubagon day.
This is a big issue. Masyado na ata seryoso itong usapan natin.
Medyo, basta light moment. Charles, light moment ta. Mga kaigsunan. Pumuntahan ako kay Congressman Coco. Matod ni Senador Pacquiao, no, nga dili madugay, managhan na daw ang atong mga daugan.
Ay, puhon.
Oo, mga gold medals. Nga, mura lang. Sama lang daw kini nga puniton mansanas ba? Kunana ka daw kadaghan ang atong madaugan. Ang question nako kung uyon ba si Congressman Coco sa statement ni
In time. We fix our system. We will make it as corruption-free as possible. We will make the application towards funding and sport support and equipment support and program support available for interested parties all the way down to the barangay. And ako maniwala ako na people who can develop their skills, develop their talents, we can easily reach the Olympics. Kaya kita mga Pilipino, we are very hardworking, we are very enterprising, we are very industrious. All we need is a chance.
Yes.
So tanaw ka, bata, diya, may potential, give that boy a chance. Oh, di ba?
ang murag familiar, sounds familiar. Give that boy.
Ay, light lang. A chance.
Okay mga kaigsunan, mo katong mga problema no sa sporting sector, perting naghanapan na sige lang. Mag-break lang tag kadiyot sa atong pagbalik ang inyo na pong mga pangutan nagikan sa inyong tagsa-tagsa ka barangay nga atong isgutan. Alam mo gawa kay balik.
Kalambuan, Dalatana.
Congratulations kay Congressman Carlo Nograles, kay Congressman Coco Nograles. Dako kami og pasalamat nga duha na gid ang congressman. Ako nagpasalamat kang Carlo nga nakaabot gyapon sa ikatulong termino.
Congressman Coco Nograles, nagpasalamat mi na ningdaog yun ka. So, congrats.
Congratulations sa duha ka congressman. Ang una si Congressman Carlo Nograles ug ang iyahang manghod na si Congressman Coco Nograles.
Kalambuan, Dalatana.
Mga kaigsunan, balik ta sa itong programa ang Kalambuan Dalatanan. Karong tungor atong isgutan ang mga pangutana gikan sa inyong tagsa-tagsa ka mga barangay. Imong higayon, Sals.
Congressman Coco Nograles, RAF, mga pangutanan ni sa atong mga kabarangay, din sa syudad, o gubang pangdapit rin sa Islas Mindanao. Naisubiter na Congressman Coco Nograles, gikan sa Palacios Malacanang, ang gingon nga proposal budget for 2017. So, sa po'y tanaan niyo, Congressman?
As of Monday, na-submit na ng President yung atong National Expenditure Program, that is the proposed budget from the President. And so far, this is a 3.35 trillion peso budget that is supposed to be the first budget of the administration of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And this budget is focused towards cleaning our government and enforcing the policies and the agenda, the 10-point agenda of our president. We are looking forward to reviewing this budget and currently ready na yung House bill niyan. And when we review this, we'll look at kung ano yung pwede nating ayusin doon. What is very important siguro in that budget is that it is very heavy on infrastructure spending. And I am very proud to report na there is a significant increase in the expenditure towards Mindanao. So ang atong mga infrastructure programs in Mindanao seems to be increasing. In fact, towards the preparation of the budget, nag-meeting me with various departments, including the Department of Agriculture, and naghangyo ko sa ilaha na kung pwede, please focus on the presidential district, which is the first district of Davao City, and focus on the presidential city, and focus on the presidential region, which is Region 11. Kaya we have been left behind in the government expenditure programs for at least 6 years during the Aquino administration. So, ang atong mga severe lack of irrigation facilities sa atong mga hinterlands, I think that would be part of the priority program sa atong budget. At least that was what was promised. And mga support from the World Bank is also coming in na ay mga grants and from the World Bank. And nindot kayo ni. Okay, for example, na ay munisipyo that wants to create, let's say, an irrigation facility, every 1 peso that the municipality will put in, the World Bank will donate 9 pesos. So can you imagine if
9 is to
times
10.
9
Times 9.
ang hatag so that you could make 10. So if a municipality under this program no na ma-approve na zero corruption and then pro-poor, pro-Filipino, pro-farmer, mag-apply sila ng grant sa World Bank, ang LGU maglagay ng 1 million pesos, ang World Bank 9 million ang ibigay. So
Wow.
you can have a 10 million peso project for 1 million pesos on the part of the LGU. And the rest is free. And that's the kind of facilities that are already being available for our different LGUs through the World Bank in cooperation with the Department of Agriculture, all under the administration of President Duterte. And we are excited to see that they are focusing efforts towards Mindanao, especially towards Region 11. I believe that we're trying to push for more development of the cacao industry and the rubber industry in Region 11, as well as our palm industry here, and we'll also add mga infrastructures like dryers, solar dryers, farm-to-market roads. And so far, okay yung mga programs na to. And this kind of heavy infrastructure focus towards our region will really help our farmers and help our region improve in our food productivity. Naay po mga presentation na that would give data and learning systems and training to our farmers on the best practices here in our region. It's an exciting next 6 years, and this will be the first budget that would energize the 10-point agenda of the president.
Napoy dugang mga pangutan ang ato mga tagi-barangay, Congressman Coco Nograles, kining membro ba daw mo sa Committee on Appropriations nga gipamunuan ni Congressman Carlo Nograles?
Nagsabit ko ng application, Saldi, and I hope that I can be a part of the Committee on Appropriation. Pero kung hindi ako makapasok, I'm always at the beck and call of the chairman if he needs any help on my side. Yung sa Congress naman, even if you're not part of the committee, you are allowed to give your opinion, you're allowed to contribute your expertise, but you are not allowed to vote. So if I want to vote, all I have to do is go to my deputy speaker. This Congress, by the way, has made history under the leadership of Speaker Bebot Alvarez na for the first time, we have a deputy speaker for the party list. That is Deputy Speaker Sharon Garin. And si Sharon naman, si Deputy Speaker Sharon has given full support naman to our party list, especially the PBA party list in our endeavors sa atong mga proposed bills and proposed laws. And I can ask Sharon to authorize me to vote in behalf of the party list doon sa accounts and appropriations.
Congressman Coco, unsa ba daw sa tanaw nimo mahatagan ka og tsansa nga matagaan og dakong budget ang sports para karong sunod tuig?
I believe that we can work on that, especially through the Department of Education na ma-increase nato ang support for after-school sports and the MAPE program. But I am heavily relying on the Philippine Sports Commission to properly channel the National Sports Development Fund, which is collected from the PCSO and the PAGCOR. And that is why we are working very close kay Chairman Ramirez to look at the state of the affairs of our sports programs and hopefully improve it together. So itong budget from the national government is whatever we get there, like the PSC, there's only 200 million from the national budget, and that is for the operations of the PSC. Pero ang ating National Sports Development Fund na gina-collect from PCSO and PAGCOR is at least 1.4 billion pesos per year. So that is the biggest supporter of sports as identified by law. So mag-focus tayo doon sa correct spending and wise spending of the NSDF through the PSC.
Okay, napila yung pangutana gikan sa atong mga taga-barangay. Ang ilang pangutana kung nagasuporta ba daw ka sa kampanya ni President Rudy Duterte nga tanggalon na ning Indo. Before your answer, unsa day tuod ning Indo?
O sige, sige story ma. Indo unsa man ano?
Hindi.
Hindi. Ang Indo actually is a shortened version of end of contract, Indo. So yung na-originate yan dito sa Manila na Indo na ko. So end of contract. Yan yung na-Islam na siya. So yung Endo is, I am a supporter of the stoppage of Endo. In fact, I filed House Bill number 170 which stops Endo. That's the anti-Endo bill. Nag-file ako niya ng House Bill number 170 which defines and strengthens security of tenure. Ang nangyayari kasi doon sa mga workers, especially sa mga mall, no, sila yung most affected. After 6 months, wala na silang trabaho. Mag-end of contract na sila. And then, hindi sila direct employee ng mall. They are employees of an agency, of an employment agency. And then, the employment agency, iba naman yung kanyang connection. My bill wants to disallow Endo na pwede mag 6 months ang tao pero maglipat siya ng ibang trabaho. And that person is a permanent employee of the agency. So hindi na siya na magsabi na I have worked for 6 months and then wala na. So, dapat tuloy-tuloy yung trabaho niya. And the agency will make sure na tuloy-tuloy yung trabaho niya because she or he is a regular and permanent employee of the agency. And pwede sila ilipat-lipat, pero empleyado sila. Hindi sila mawalan ng trabaho. And that is the spirit of the law ng mga labor agencies. We just want to make sure that we'll strengthen it kasi na-abuse kasi. Merong loophole, that's what you call yung Endo. So, kailangan nating tapusin yan. Tama si President Duterte, kawawa mga tao. If there is Endo, we should stop Endo.
Okay.
Congressman Coco Nograles na pa yung mga pangutan na human nga nagpagawas og executive order may tungod sa freedom of information. Gikinanglan ba bang magpagawas sab ang Kongreso sa kaugalingon nining FOI?
Ang gipa-release ni President Duterte na Freedom of Information na order niya, that only applies to the executive branch of government. Hindi kasama ang legislative, hindi kasama judiciary, hindi kasama mga constitutional bodies like the Ombudsman, the COA, the COMELEC. You will need an act of Congress to make the FOI open to everybody, and every single official will be subject to it, including our military and police, no? I actually authored and filed House Bill number 63, which is the FOI bill. And we are hoping na under this administration, this FOI bill will actually be deliberated and passed into law. So, nag-support ako niyan. It does need an act of Congress kasi yung limitations lang na pinalabas ni President Duterte is only within the executive. I want it to expand to all government officials, all government employees, para naman ma-address yung gusto ni President Duterte.
Hindi po yung mga pangutana sa ating mga kabarangay. Itong gipromisa ni Presidente Duterte may tungod sa nga taasan pa o tagaag taas nga lugway ang gingon natong passport hantod 10 years. Kikinahanglan ba banig approval sa Kongreso, Congressman Coco
Dili,
Nograles?
that is purely an executive function. Kaya ang atong passport system is under the Department of Foreign Affairs, and that is under their consular section.